Hello, everyone. This is your ever faithful and humble narrator. Well, hey there, everyone. This is your good friend, mindlessbile, and I've been tagged by my other good friend, Crimson Fantasy, for a tag video. Yay! We all love tag videos. You know you do. They're kind of irresistible not to watch. Kind of like a cat video, only without cats. And my cat just left, so you guys don't even get the luxury of seeing the cat during the video, unfortunately. But I'm sure she'll be back because she'll hear me talking. So, before we get started, I'm not actually going to tag anyone for this one. I just, you guys, if you guys want to do it and have fun, the usual people that I've kind of tagged have already been tagged or are probably already in the process of making this. So anyone who sees this who would, is that just the way the camera is? My goatee look crooked. I must have shaved it crooked today. But anyways, anyone who wants to do this, go ahead and do it. And if you're going to do it, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to go and check it out, maybe. But the tag is given to me for famous kind of persons. Well, I don't know. It's kind of an odd tag, but I got 4 different categories of people and/or a person, and I have to give my opinion on them, whether they're okay with me, or whether I think they can go eat a bag of dicks. I don't know if that was a spin that my buddy Crimson put on it, because I didn't really see the tag anywhere else yet. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And the first tag is Dave Mustaine. I believe Crimson called him Dave Mustang, but he's not a Megadeth fan. I actually grew up with metal, and thrash metal in particularly. I grew up listening to Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Pantera, Sepultura, Slayer, some of the best of the thrash metal. And I gotta say, I've always loved Dave Mustaine. He's pretty fucking cool. I mean, I like him. I've always loved Megadeth a hell of a lot better than fucking Metallica. And don't get me wrong, I like the early Metallica, but I always kind of thought they were douchebags, and that's kind of why he left Metallica to go form Megadeth, because the guys from Metallica's are big fucking douchebags, regardless of the first couple good albums that they did in fact make. And though I have not stayed up on current events recently as far as Megadeth's records, albums go, their early bunch of records were all fucking fantastic. So Dave Mustaine is more than okay with me. Now the second is the ever controversial Donald Trump. And one, I'm just going to say in general, I don't give a fuck. I'm poor. It doesn't really matter who the fuck is president when you're poor. Whether he raises taxes 10% or lowers them, it's still making not enough, and I'm going to always make not enough. So no president, however shitty or good he has been, has ever affected my life or made my life good in one way or the other. And as far as the argument that he makes other people's lives bad, minorities, whatever, well, they're not me, so I just really don't give a fuck. But that being said, I do have my opinions on Trump. And once again, like I said, I really don't follow politics. And usually when I don't follow politics, if you really know all the facts or know something, you really shouldn't be making opinions about it one way or the other. But we're going to go ahead and throw them out for the sake of the tag. I really don't have much of a problem with him. I can kind of go either way. I'm not a Trump hater. I'm not a Trump supporter. But I was a Hillary hater, and I was certainly not a Hillary supporter. So, I mean, if I would have voted, which I've never been registered to vote, God, I might have had to go for him. I mean, I really might have, because I really hate fucking Hillary. Anyone who stands for censorship and gun control seems pretty anti-fucking American as far as I'm fucking concerned. You take away the first right, and then you take away the right to protect the other rights. It's just not really my cup of tea. But that being said, I think he could stop trying to be such a dumbass all the time. I think he could behave a little bit better, watch his mouth a little bit better. Now that he is, in fact, the president of the United States, he's kind of needs to clean up his act a tiny little bit. And with the recent launch of missiles, which we all know I love weapons, I'm kind of a little bit more in his corner, because now, once again, the world knows that, you can't necessarily get away with whatever you want to do. There will be retaliations regardless of the controversy based off of that. You can sit there and argue about whether it's right or wrong, but someone did a wrong and someone tried to do something about it. Regardless of whether it was the right thing to do or not, somebody stood up for a change and said, hey, we're going to do something here. And, it's a good start at the very least. And it's nice to know that, once again, we got a president who might actually be willing to, do something, instead of just, not doing anything when people commit acts of atrocities, or just bogging it down to the point so, shit lasts for 10, 11 years with nothing at all getting fucking done. So, like I said, I can draw on about all kind of different things about him, but, like I said, I'm going to say I can kind of go both ways. I'm okay with him, but, wouldn't actually have a drink with the man or want to hang out with him. So I can also say he can kind of eat a bag of dicks. You know, maybe better better luck next time, America. Maybe we'll get someone a little bit more inspiring. Let's kind of hope. But all things considering, I'd rather have him there than Hillary. So moving on. Next is Kanye West. He can eat a bag of fucking dicks. He acts like a fucking douchebag. He goes on there and bitches and whines during Grammys. He's always giving fucking people shit. Now, I'm not a hip-hop fan. I'm not a rap fan. I'm not an R&B fan. I'm not a fan of any of that culture whatsoever. I believe that music and culture is 10 times more harmful than any of the satanic, heavy metal, awful shit that's ever been put on this fucking planet. Because, well, most of those people who put that satanic, they're usually just goofing around and putting on a fucking show. But a lot of these fucking rappers are actually kind of serious about what they're doing, or at least they used to be serious before they all turned into a bunch of pussy-ass pretty boys. And he is a pussy-ass pretty boy. So not only do I hate him because he makes music I don't like, but he's a pretty-ass boy who goes around acting like a bunch of fucking douchebags. And last time I checked, just because you're an artist and create things doesn't necessarily give you the right to act like a douchebag. In fact, it should be the exact opposite, you know. And, yeah, he can definitely eat a bag of fucking dicks. Fuck you, Kanye West, or Kanye West, however the fuck you say your name. Cops. Cops is an interesting subject for me, being of drug addiction and, you know, selling a little bit and having a family who have mostly been involved in crimes ever since the days of Prohibition in America. But in the same respects, being a member of the workforce and not necessarily being a criminal myself, like the most of my family have been, gonna go either way. They have, you know, like Krim said, they have a job to do. They have to protect us very much like soldiers. They put their lives on the line, even though sometimes they can get out of hand and do things that are wrong. But it's so easy for people to sit back and say that you shouldn't have done this thing when they're not in the situation, much like our friend Trump. But, yeah, people kind of just be like, all right, you know, well, you know, when you're put into a situation where you might possibly die and you're not necessarily sure, you know, some of those situations, I would have done a hell of a lot fucking worse. I'm certainly not going to put my ass on the line and be like, well, I don't know necessarily whether this person actually means harm or not. If it came down to it, I would have probably committed some horrible things that most people would consider police atrocities. And as far as my actions in my life, as cops have never really fucked with me. They've never, I've been too smart to ever get caught, ever get pulled over, or have to really deal with any type of cops things other than high school. And most of the times, the few run-ins I have, being truthful and honest with them has always garnered their respect and their willingness to kind of work with me and more or less get me off the hook. So cops are one of those things that unless they are just a straight fucking asshole, if you just, you know, treat them like human beings and like they act as scum of the earth, they usually won't do the same to you unless you are a pure scum of the fucking earth and do deserve it. So cops, they're okay with me. So, yeah, I believe that's the only 4 categories. Like I said, it was kind of a weird tag and a weird mix of people to go from 2 artists, a president, and generalizing a whole group of people all in the same tag. And like I said, I'm not really tagging anyone because I really didn't consider this tag all that interesting. It just kind of gave me something to do different for the channel, and not really too interested in what anyone else has to say about it, honestly. So this is Mindless Bile. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys again, and we're out. Later.
Well now, it's the end of the world. There's nowhere to go. But you got your boy Mindless Bile here. He's gonna help you. Comment, subscribe, or like, and he'll maybe let you in his bomb shed. Oh my. I'm watching.